Hey everybody, George here, the Disney Family Man. I have two of my very good friends, Christopher, also known as OrangeGrove55, and Ethan, also known as Mr. Theme Park Wizard himself. And this is part three, yes, uno, dos, three of, of the Disney Investor Day, or as I like to call it, the Disney Plus announcements, because that's basically what it was. And we already went through part one and part two of Lucasfilm and Marvel. So we are wrapping it up of what everybody loves about Disney, and it's about the plethora of the Disney animation and the Pixar and the Disney live actions and everything that's coming to Disney Plus. But first, let me introduce my friends here. Let's start off with Mr. OrangeGrove55. Tell them, where they could find you on social media.
Well, thank you for having me, George. You can find me at OrangeGrove55 on Twitter or on YouTube, OrangeGrove55, where I do content on the Disney parks, mostly the Disney parks in Anaheim, but I do dive into the other parks as well sometimes and get into the movies and the streaming and the Star Wars stuff and all that. So those are the best two places you can find me at.
Awesome. And then also Ethan, also known as Mr. Theme Park Wizard. Where could everyone find you at?
You can find me on Instagram where I'm really trying to post more theme_park_wizard or my YouTube channel, Theme Park Wizard, where I'm inside and outside the parks providing all theme park news and rumors from all Southern California and mostly Southern California theme parks, including Universal and Disney, are my two main priorities.
Awesome. So let's get right into it because there's a lot of content to talk about, and there's some things that I'm very excited for, some things that are okay, and then some things that it's like, it's a bit underwhelming, but let's just get right into it. So with the whole Disney section, as far as like with the announcements, they had mentioned that there's going to be a lot of movies and a lot of series going on. So let's start with the working title right now for this is Beauty and the Beast, but it's more so the focus on Gaston and LeFou, and it's more so based off of the prequel before Belle and Beast's story. And actors Luke Evans and Josh Gad return as their characters, which I have to say they were phenomenal in this film. And I'm actually very interested in how they're going to portray their characters prior to the original telling of Beauty and the Beast. But as of right now, we don't really know too much of the storyline. It's more so, as I said, the working title is Beauty and the Beast, and I'm assuming it's going to be leaning more towards, before Gaston, had this obsession with Belle and everything, and that the fact that it's going to still be set to an original soundtrack by Alan Menken, who worked on the original 1991 animated classic Beauty and the Beast, I'm very, very, very excited for. What do you fellas think? Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. I mean, I would have preferred them to do this instead of just remaking the animated movie like verbatim, like a couple of years ago. Like, this would have been a far more interesting approach to this franchise. Initially, like, I think my issue with a lot of these live action remakes is that they're just that. They're just literally like a scene by scene remake of the animated. This looks like we're going to learn a little backstory. It's a prequel for Gaston and LeFou. That's cool. We don't really know a whole lot about them. That'd be really fun to dive into that. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like Maleficent. A lot of people talk, they don't like Maleficent, but at least Maleficent, those movies, it gave us something different than just like a shot by shot remake of Sleeping Beauty. So that's why I'm going to give this credit. I mean, I'm going to check it out and see. I'm curious to see the pre-story of these two characters. It's unique. It's different. I'm on board.
Awesome. And Ethan, how about you?
I guess I'm in the minority, but I like Maleficent. And I think I'll definitely check this one out because I like Josh Gad so much. Luke Evans is cool too, but I really like Josh Gad, so I'm excited to see what their adventures without before Belle, I guess. Yeah, I'm excited to check it out.
Awesome. Well, the next one we have a few sports series going on.
Ooh,
Uh, yeah, I'm not too big on them myself. However, the one I'm actually sort of kind of interested in is the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, just because, me growing up in the 90s, I used to watch the Mighty Ducks film series, and that Emilio Estevez is reprising his role as Gordon Bombay as the junior hockey coach, and I'm just curious to see where it goes. It's more so just of, as I said, a curiosity thing because I grew up watching those movies, but it's not like at the top of my list. But it's just like one of those things where it's like with High School Musical, the series, it's like just something to give something to give a watch and see if you enjoy it. You could either love it or you don't like it. It's just like one of those things.
I have a question since I actually haven't seen any Mighty Ducks like stuff. Is it like is that just the team name, or is it like some Roger Rabbit thing where there's like a mix of hybrid like animation of like ducks?
No, it's all full with real life people. It was based on that
Oh,
they called their team the Ducks, which segued into the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. That's how they came up with their name because of the Pee Wee League. And then
oh,
that's
God.
where eventually they made the animated series for the Disney Afternoon with the Mighty Ducks, where they're actually the real live crime fighting ducks who like to play hockey. So
Oh, interesting. See, I
Yeah.
feel like it would have been cooler if there was like a hybrid animation thing, but I see why they did that now. And okay, cool.
Yeah, the original. You should definitely check the original movies out, Ethan. They're pretty good. They're pretty funny. It's just
Okay.
like this ragtag group of kids that they just try to win what was it like, George, the championship or something, and they're like
yeah,
they
the
had like
Pee
no
Wee
chance.
League.
But
Yeah, it's the Pee Wee
Well,
League
I'll check it out.
league for hockey, and then they move into like high school with like the junior varsity teams and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so it's definitely something to look out for. And then we have the Mysterious Benedict Society. This was something that, again, it kind of dawned on me, like to say, oh, okay, another, interesting thing. But it's about a group of orphans that they plot like this sort of uh, I don't know how you would go along saying it. It's based off of a novel where they try to create their own sort of family, like of how they perceive a family as. I don't really know too much about it. I don't know. I've never read the book. I don't know if either one of you have. Is
Are they
this something
magical?
that? What's that?
Are they like magical?
I
Or is it,
I don't really know. It's
hmm,
more it's just a group of orphans that I don't think they really said too much about this. I think this is like one of those things where it's
interesting.
like if you're bored, you don't really know what to watch, you want to watch something new, this would be it.
Yeah.
the funny
Yeah.
thing about stuff like this is like off like face value. Like I honestly have no interest in this, right? I don't know what this is. Like you
Yeah.
guys don't know. Like we didn't read the book or whatever. But it's like kind of like I watched me and my family we binge watched the Queen's Gambit on Netflix.
Oh, fantastic show.
Fantastic. And
Woo-wee.
really, I don't care about chess at all. I could care less about that.
Hey.
And if I would have seen that preview of the Queen's Gambit, like on something like this, I'd be like, oh, I don't care about this. This is stupid. But like I watched it and it's amazing. And I feel like this is maybe one of those things where like off
Yeah.
face value, I have no idea what this is. It means nothing to me. But maybe when you watch it, it's like, wow, this is really, really cool. You
Well,
just
and
never
especially
know.
with what I look at it when I look at the picture, it kind of reminds me of that traditional live action Walt Disney films like Candle Shoe, and like
Yes.
it has like that old type of like Witch Mountain type of feel to it, like just like by the picture. But I think it's more so, yeah, it's just like one of those things. Give it a try if it's something you're interested in. More
Yeah.
power to you.
Yeah, I'll definitely
Definitely.
check out the first episode, see what's up.
Now,
Okay.
George, did you want to go through? You want me? Okay, let me know how you. Because I'm gonna go up and down for you. Like, let me know what you want me to focus on and what you want me to skip over.
I'll
So,
definitely be watching Percy Jackson, though. I
Yeah, I was
love
actually
Percy
going to say.
Jackson.
Yeah, I was actually going to say I love the films of Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
I love the books. So I am very curious as to where they go along with the series. Well, Ethan already proclaimed that he's going to be watching it. So
Yeah.
how about you, Chris?
no, I'm on board. My girlfriend's obsessed with these books. We watched the movies. I enjoyed the movies. I'm actually really excited about this series. I think Percy Jackson's a really good franchise, and I just feel like it needs the right content to really kind of push it through the stratosphere. And this might be it. You know, Disney might hit a home run with this. I don't know. Did Disney make the movies? I don't think they did
No,
they?
they didn't. I think that was that straight Fox?
I
Yeah, I
think
think
it
that was
was.
Fox. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I'm
think it
very
was
curious to
Fox.
see how they take us to a new level because I think it would be very interesting because I love the movies.
Yeah, they were fun. They were fun. And the kid,
Yeah.
I forgot the guy. Is he the same kid guy from the Maze Runner, the main guy, or is that
I,
different?
hmm. I
It
think
may be.
so. I
I know
think
he played on something. I can't remember what it was though.
yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
know he was on something. He's so familiar.
yeah,
Oh,
he looks very familiar. I liked him a lot actually in the movies. I hope they get him again to play the star in this.
You can keep going.
Yes,
yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and skip over Turner
I
here.
do love Josh Peck though. Drake and Josh is awesome. Shout out to Josh Peck.
So now we
See,
got
now this
now we
is
got
where these little shorts thing.
Now
This is where he gets upset. I
let's
really.
get into these. Now, even though on the screen right now it's saying Disney Baymax, but let's get into the whole entire package deal of
Yeah.
these.
See, very
Um,
upsetting. God dang it.
when I first saw with Baymax, the first thing that came to my head was don't they already have a series? You know, that was like
yeah.
the first thing in my mind. It's like, okay, another series from a film. You know, but when they described that this was going to be, you know, how Baymax was created and how you know how he became part of, you know, Hero's life, you know, eventually becoming, you know, part of Big Hero 6. But now, did they actually say that these were shorts, correct? The Baymax is a short, or was this an actual full series?
From what I understand, it's a series. It's an actual series based on Baymax, and it's going to be just like the feature film. From what I understand, it's not going to be like stylized 2D animation. It's going to be actual CGI, just like the movie. From what I understand.
Okay.
I hope so, because these shorts are killing
Yeah.
me.
And
I'm
then yeah, I actually I loved Big Hero 6. I mean, I know it's one of those films that was like a hit during the time when it came out in theaters, and then it's kind of like it lost its value. So I think now it would kind of be a nice refresher.
Yeah, my only issue with Big Hero 6 is like I loved the character of Hero, and I loved his relationship to Baymax. I didn't really need the other characters, like the six part of the movie. I didn't really need them. Honey Lemon and all those other characters, I could have had completely. They didn't really make a difference, in my opinion. I would have rather have just seen the struggle of Hero trying to cope with the loss of his brother, and Baymax is there to sort of get him through that. I would have much rather have had that. But I still enjoyed the movie a whole lot. This series is based on Baymax, and I'm assuming they might even have Hero in here, and it'll be more of the two of them, which I'm definitely on board for that, because that's what I wanted really from the movie, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Now with this,
Now this one's
can someone actually help me with the pronunciation of this? Because I want to say something, but I don't want to actually offend anybody of how I
I
actually
think
say this.
it's Iwaju, Iwaju, something like Iwahaju. No, I think it's something like Iwaju. I probably messed it up, but I feel like it's really close.
Okay, so we'll just go along with that. That I mean, it was something interesting, something different, something new. You know, from Walt Disney Animation Studios. I believe it's based off of a comic book. That it's supposed to be set in like the future of how, humanity is and everything. I don't really know too much about the science fiction novel itself. The artwork looks beautiful. It looks very interesting. It almost kind of has like a, of what possibly, the style of what the new Tomorrowland can look like. If they were ever to do an update. What do you guys think?
Go
I
ahead, Ethan.
like it. Yeah, I like it because I like futuristic things, and it looks very futuristic, like a futuristic non-Wakanda futuristic. Like super. I feel like I obviously don't know much about it, but I feel in this Disney they like never like team up with someone. So the fact that they thought it was good enough to team up with Kugali, I mean I feel like that must be pretty good. And I do like how on the tops of those skyscrapers they have like the heads of those African princes, maybe I don't know, but they're just like heads of like people. I thought that's a cool little design. But I'm definitely gonna check it out because it just looks so techy and futuristic. Futuristic.
Yeah, no, it looks really awesome. It really like Ethan touched upon. It really gives me like Wakanda vibes because of like the whole like marriage between like African culture and like technology and stuff. I mean, I really feel like that Wakanda vibe from it, and I love that. I think that's pretty awesome.
And
I
it,
also go ahead.
oh, sorry. And it's also like looking at the picture, it's almost like it kind of gives off like a sort of like of a Romeo and Juliet type thing where it's like you have
Hmm.
these two different characters from opposite sides of like how they're living. Like you've got one style on one side and another style on the other. And it's like maybe their stories clash.
Whoa! I just noticed that the right side's like looks like a little bit like poor looking,
Yeah.
and the left side, and the girl is looks like Manhattan. They're like some rich, high tech, some like Elysian type of vibes.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like it. It's like Aladdin, but for black people.
Yeah, that's a great point. It could be like an Aladdin thing where he comes from a more poor family, and then she comes from maybe she's like a princess. I mean, look at her dress. She might be like a
Yeah,
princess of some kind or like royalty, and they meet and fall in love, but it's like forbidden, something like that. So it looks really
that'd be
really
cool.
cool. Yeah, it looks really really cool.
It's Shuri of how her destined to become Black Panther.
Yes. Oh, I love Shuri. Why can't Marvel? You got to make a Shuri show or movie or something. She was
Oh, I think she'll have an increased presence in Black Panther too, so that's pretty good.
definitely she's an amazing actress, and I loved her character.
But see,
So
this is very disappointing.
I'm
They're
act-
they're, they're just
I'm
undercutting Moana.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to combine these two into one.
Okay.
Because so next is Moana the series and Tiana the series. These are full length episodes that are going to be musical, just like the films, and it's going to take off where the films left off for Moana and Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. Now, what was very interesting, especially going with Tiana, is it's saying that it's telling the story after The Princess and the Frog, and it's saying it's going to be released on Disney Plus in 2023 along with Moana. So that made me ponder the question, and I don't know if you guys felt the same way, that with the update to Splash Mountain becoming The Princess and the Frog, and that ride is set after the film, could this potentially be a crossover where either the show is going to promote the attraction or the attraction is going to promote the show, and it maybe kind of give us a glimpse of when the ride will be ready for
Boy,
2023?
Bob Chapek, he likes his synergy. Like, boy, I think so. In fact, I was just reading that because of Bob Chapek and the synergy, Tower of Terror was originally going to be converted into a Spider-Man ride, like him going through like swinging through New York or whatever. But because Bob Chapek wanted the synergy of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, he mandated it had to be a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which is an interesting side fact. But I still think I just hope these two series, Moana and Tiana, don't stop me from getting a second movie from both of these people. That's why I'm excited for them, but I'm disappointed because I feel like Disney will like, haha, we have a series, so now we don't have to make a second movie that we all want from these two franchises.
Yeah, I mean that's warranted. That concern is definitely warranted because that's exactly what happened to Tangled.
Yeah.
It got a series and it never got a sequel. And George, you make a great point. I mean, I think that this is definitely the timing here. It says coming to Disney Plus 2023. I mean, that's definitely, and it takes place after the movie. I can definitely see this definitely being something tied to the attraction. Almost certainly. The timing is too perfect. There's something
Especially
there.
with Splash Mountain supposed to closing in January 2022, so it'll be right around a year time for a year and a half time frame, 18 months. If it comes out in the summer of 2023, boom! Let's have a Tiana Splash Mountain opening celebration. And
So aside from whether or not that this may or may not come to fruition of them having another feature length film, are you guys interested in the shows? Is this
oh
something?
yes, I'll definitely be watching.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I think I'm more interested, to be honest with you, in Tiana than I am Moana, but I'll check out both for sure.
Don't
Yeah.
tell my wife. Don't tell my wife that.
Oh yeah, she loves Moana.
She loves Moana. She loves her
No,
Moana.
yeah, Moana's great. Moana's great, but I think I'm more curious about Tiana though. Maybe because
Yeah, I
Moana.
know. I see. I feel like there's more. I think you're right. There's more like potential for story opportunities for Tiana. Well, because specifically because Moana's on an island. So, but
Yeah,
I mean, but Tiana, she just has a new restaurant. She just got like married, and that's where literally it ended. So there's a whole thing to explore there.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And I feel like we just got Moana, so I feel like there's been more time with
Oh
Tiana.
yeah,
It's been like a decade or
2009.
more.
Yeah,
So
yeah, at least 11.
11
Yeah.
years. Yeah, I
By
want to.
then it'll be like 14 years. So yeah, that's a long time.
14 years. I want to revisit that world. I feel like we just got out of Moana. So like just well we did. It was only like what 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, but I mean I'll check out both for sure. They're both gorgeous movies. I'll check out the series for sure.
Oh
Okay,
gosh, here we
now
go.
coming with Zootopia Plus. Now, when I first heard this, I was ecstatic because I love the film of Zootopia. Then when they when they said that it was going to be shorts, and
Mm,
they kind of
mm,
gave
mm.
three depictions of what the shorts were going to be, that's where it kind of uh, it
Yeah.
kind of diluted it for me because
Yeah.
they have so much potential in the world of Zootopia. They have so many lands, so many sections. They have the city, they have the the jungle, they have so much that they can create with Zootopia, and to just kind of dilute it down into shorts, it kind of takes away its potential.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like Zootopia too. I made over $1 billion, and I get some shorts out of it. This is the I like you said about the other ones, but this is the one that's really getting like shortchanged here with the. It doesn't even get a long form series. It doesn't even get its own second movie, which it better get its own second movie after this crap. But also because if you look at the titles, like I think like so you think you can like one of them was like a spoof on so you think you can dance. Like I feel like they'll just like spoof shorts, not even like story short or
Yeah.
anything. Um, which is like not good because like you said, George, there's so many land. You can make a whole theme park out of just the Zootopia land theme park because there's so many different areas, and it's just absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So
Like,
upsetting.
this is the thing. Like, Zootopia surprised me a lot as a movie. I really actually enjoyed it a lot. But the one thing that kind of turned me off to the concept was this, like, sort of meta humor of, like, I don't know, like all this stuff that's like sort of like, real world things. I just kind of got turned off by that. And it feels like this show is sort of like completely doubling down on that, even with the name.
Yeah.
it's like a knockoff of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just not really into it. And I would much rather have like a series that's like, because Zootopia was really cool and really dope in the sense that it was like a detective mystery, you know?
Hmm.
I would have liked to seen a series kind of do that. I would love to see Judy Hopps and I'm totally drawing a blank. What was the
Nick
what was the
Wilde.
Nick Wilde.
yeah, Wild go on these like missions together and try to solve mysteries. Sort of make it like almost like a CSI for kids almost.
Hmm.
That would be so much smarter and so much cooler and more interesting than this, because I feel like these shorts are going to be such like this. Like I don't care about the
It's
tiger
almost
here.
like Disney said we need some fillers to kind of fill in the gap. Let's just do these little short Zootopias and like get them out of the way. That's
And another thing with the shorts, like with the something that's existing like Forky and stuff. I feel like they gear the really short stuff, like it's like super geared for like babies, like Forky
Yeah.
asks a question. I don't want Zootopia Plus to be geared towards people that are 5 or younger. Like I like Zootopia. I'm 24. I really want a second movie, but at least a long series, like what you said, like a CSI for children, for everyone, basically.
Yeah, that'd be so much more interesting. I mean, maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised, but this just sounds like a bunch of like what they're going to do is it seems like they're going to take modern day stuff like memes and things like that
Yeah.
and like Zootopia ties them and
yeah,
make it short.
that works out well because I mean, look at the success of Ralph Breaks the Internet. That really went well for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
man.
this next one, I was actually thinking about skipping over it, but I thought I'd briefly just mention it because growing up as a 90s kid and watching Disney Afternoon, I absolutely love Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I really don't know how I feel about this until I actually see maybe what the concept art is and how they're going to go about doing this.
Yeah.
That because for me, I just feel like since they're gonna modernize Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers because back in the time they had Chip dressing like Indiana Jones and they had Dale dressed in what was it, Miami Vice and everything. Like I kind of see where I
Magnum
think Chris,
PI. Magnum
Magnum
PI.
PI. I'm sorry, not Miami. Magnum PI. That I feel like they're going to take the approach of how they did with Alvin and the Chipmunks. They took like the 80s Chipmunks, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s Chipmunks and
Yeah.
modernize it. I just feel that this is what they're going to do with Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. That's just my opinion. I really don't think it was necessary to do this. I would have just stuck with the classic Chip and Dale, but it may surprise you. But Andy Samberg's going to be in it. He's going to play one of the Chipmunks. So I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think, Chris?
Well, yeah. It reminds me of the Chipmunk movies completely, totally with the hybrid live action. And then from what I heard, it's supposed to be like these 2D characters that are out of work because of CGI. So
Oh, that sounds kind of funny.
yeah, I just it's a little meta and a little I don't know. Like I'm not into that. I would much rather have just a rebooted Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers show like they did with DuckTales. Give me that. Give me like a real Rescue Rangers show. This feels like I don't know. It feels like it just feels like Alvin and the Chipmunks, and the concept doesn't really grab me. I'm not. But you know what? It's Seth Rogen. He's pretty hilarious. Maybe it'll be really cool. I hope so. I'm just the concept on its face doesn't really give me much hope. What about you, Ethan?
Well, see, this is an opportunity where star power really gets someone to watch it because I have not seen the old Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, but I'm very interested in this specifically because of John Mulaney, who does this great show on Netflix called Big Mouth, and he's hilarious on it, and Seth Rogen and Andy Samberg. So I'm going to watch it just for those three people, and hopefully it's a good show. But I just can't wait because they're just those three, especially John Mulaney's like hilarious. So I'm super excited just to see him in anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I have an open mind. Give it a chance. Sometimes these concepts, they don't sound that great on paper, but then when they do them in execution, they're really awesome. This might be a really fun show or movie, whatever it's going to be. It might be really cool. So we'll see.
And then next we have Disenchanted, which is the sequel to the 2007 hit film Enchanted, starring Amy Adams and what's his name? I'm losing his name.
That's oh gosh, the guy from Westworld. Dang it, what's his name? I know what he looks like.
Patrick Dempsey.
There you go.
I actually enjoyed Enchanted. It's not my all-time favorite Disney film, but it was kind of interesting. And I think with a movie of how it ended, spoiler alert, whoever's never seen Enchanted, it's 13 years too late, that she ends up staying in New York with Patrick. So being that she is in real time, I think it'd be kind of interesting to see how she adapted into the real world coming from an animated place. And, with the new technology and the new phones and computers and how she kind of adapted to it. But being that it's called Disenchanted, it makes me wonder that if it's going to go the opposite way, and rather than have an animated character go into the real world, that someone from the real world goes into the animated.
That could be it. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of a cool bookend to the other movie,
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. But man, Disney and their sequels, they take forever with these things. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm finally getting one because I liked Enchanted.
So
I don't know what this is though.
Yeah, you want to skip? You want to talk about?
Okay, yes, okay. I have to mention this. This was 27 years in the making, because this movie had literally become an iconic Halloween cult classic that is a tradition in my family. Every single Halloween night, we have to watch Hocus Pocus. And they've been hinting and kind of teasing us with, there's going to be a sequel, and Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy were all going to be part of it. And I am very excited that there is going to be a sequel. I can't wait to see what they're going to go with this. Adam Shankman is taking the director chair on this, and he has brought out so many good films, especially with his musicality and his Broadway background, that I can't wait to see what this sequel holds. I'm excited for it. How about you?
I'm excited for it.
You're excited for it? Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, the first movie was really fun. From what I understand, they're getting the original cast back, right? The three sisters.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, Disney doesn't really have like a whole lot of Halloween movies. I mean, really, like at least ones that really caught on. Like Nightmare Before Christmas is sort of a Halloween movie a little bit, but this is kind of cool. Hocus Pocus is one of their main Halloween movies, and to have a sequel, I think it could be potentially a lot of fun. I'm not familiar with Adam Shankman. I'm not familiar with his movies. I don't know what else he's done, but we'll see. I mean, I'm sure it'll be pretty cool.
But again, Disney with the sequels. My goodness, 27 years, that's a long time.
Yeah. Well, and we got more sequels here. We got Peter Pan and Wendy.
So speaking of which, with these live actions, I'm just going to kind of combine them all into one.
Okay.
With like the live action Pinocchio and the Peter Pan and Wendy, I personally feel like now it's just getting to the point where it's like, oh, we have an animated film, let's just make a live action, and it's going to be great no matter what. I really think Disney kind of now is overstepping the boundaries with the live actions. I'm not saying they're not good stories. I'm not saying they're good live action remakes, but it just feels like a cash grab for me right now. And it's like, let's get some more original content. Let's get some more classic content that Disney was known for, of the classic Mickey Mouse shorts from the 40s and the 50s, and the original 80s and 90s Disney Channel, with Pooh Corner and Dumbo Circus, and a lot more of like with the Mickey Mouse Club I would love to see more of that content rather than just say, okay, let's take these animated films and make them live action remakes.
Yeah, they're going way too far with the live action remake situation. I mean, there's so many stories. Like I understand like Walt Disney Pictures or Walt Disney Studios. I understand that they you know that it's kind of hard. It's harder for that studio to come up with live action. They do great when it comes to animation, but live action has always been a sticking point for them for a long time. But I mean, I think they can do better than what they're doing. You know, they can definitely find compelling stories, original stories, you know, that don't rely completely on just remaking an animated movie. You know, do really cool stuff like, you know, like Roger Rabbit, for example. I would be down for a Roger Rabbit prequel or a sequel. Do something like
Yes,
that.
please.
Yeah, you know, something different. I don't want to watch movie after movie that's just a remake of a movie I saw 20 years ago. I don't have any interest in that, you know?
And it's almost like, maybe not for all of them, but it kind of breaks into the notion, because like when we watch Pinocchio and we watch Peter Pan, that's how we see those characters. So it's like when we watch these remakes, it's like, okay, well, when we're talking about a specific character, which Peter Pan are we talking about? Are we talking about the Peter Pan from the animated, or are we
Right.
talking about Peter Pan from the live action?
Now, I I guess I have a slightly different opinion. I love the live action stuff. I like the idea of bringing the animation to live action type of thing. So I'm all in favor for like all the 20 something movies they have planned for live action. I hope to see them all come, especially like Little Mermaid. I can't wait till Little Mermaid comes. But I like what they did with Aladdin, where they kind of add some stuff to the story. Unlike with the Lion King, where they kind of just it was like it's kind of shot for shot remake type of thing, and that see that's debatable whether it's like live action because there's no like human beings, so it's like updated animation type of thing. So I was really like watching the same thing, but like Aladdin, they added some stuff and added some songs, so I like that aspect. So when they do remake the live action movies, and I think they're gonna do some with Little Mermaid, they're gonna add some original songs. So as long as they add stuff, I'm definitely all in favor for more live action stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm actually really excited for Little Mermaid just because the young lady who's playing Ariel, I saw her on the Disney sing along thing recently,
Mhm.
and she's got an incredible voice. And she really does encompass the spirit of Ariel. She really does have that like this kind of innocence to her, and she's got a gorgeous voice. I'm really curious how she's gonna, you know, do this character. I'm actually really excited for that one. That one I'm actually really excited for, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can't. This is gonna be exciting. Where's my Aladdin 2? You can't give me can't
Yeah, we need a
don't make me wait
Jasmine
27
spinoff.
years. Yeah. Something, Aladdin something. I don't want to wait 27 years for it. I want it to happen in the next 5.
Bring back Naomi Scott. Bring her back.
Please, yes, please. I can watch her all day long.
So, moving along, that we're also getting. This is kind of. Yeah, you can go.
Keep going.
You can
Okay.
forget about the little shorts. What's Burberry, yo? I didn't even hear about that one.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Oh, it's more short.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Spark Sports.
More shorts.
the
Now
shorts, the
this one
shorts.
looked pretty cool. The concept was like it follows a co-ed middle school softball team, but it follows, I guess, each 20-minute episode highlights the perspective of a different character and explores the drama. So it's like a team, but each episode is like that perspective of each team member.
Yeah, like
that
where
was
the same thing, like where the same thing's going to go on, but it's through the eyes of each individual character, and it's going to be Pixar's first full-length show.
that's
Yeah,
pretty
and I
cool.
like that because when she was describing the premise was that they got the idea from multiple business meetings they were having. Now, two people in the Pixar meeting would have different ideas, and they said, "Wait, let's make a show out of that." I think it would be really cool, and maybe, just maybe, could solve, can make world peace. It probably won't, but it's a good step. People watch it, they'll say, "Hey, wait, people have different perspectives, not just mine. So maybe I should try to, compromise with this person instead of trying to fight them all the time." Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. Exactly. No, this sounds really, really cool. Like this actually this is a cool concept. So I think it's pretty awesome. Oh, this is Marvel. This
Oh
is
yeah,
Ethan.
I
Okay,
remember one.
so okay, so all right, so I'll get into the last little bit.
Are we skipping
What
past this,
happened
by
to
the
what
way?
happened to what
Because
happened
we
to
did.
Pixar? Or maybe Pixar's down below, maybe Marvel.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
don't
why
know.
they didn't put them together. That's weird.
And by the way, just so you guys know, all this stuff, Secret Invasion and Miss Marvel and everything is on part 2, Theme Park Wizards
Link up
video.
on the right corner.
Just so you guys are aware, this is the Star Wars.
Oh, the droid story. I forgot to mention that when you were doing it. I can't wait for that one.
That's gonna be pretty cool.
I like droid
And
stories.
this is all the
Oh,
National
Nat Geographic.
Geographic.
Okay, that's okay. So I think I got the rest up on here of the main stuff. So okay, so kind of sticking on to Pixar. That there were a few things coming out that I'm really excited for. Some things I'm curious about, and some things that I felt a little bit underwhelmed.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of start on the lower part, and then I'll move to the higher. So the first one was I didn't really get too much on this. It's Disney Pixar's Turning Red. It's about a 13-year-old girl. I'm trying to remember if they said if she gets like overly excited or if she becomes angry, she turns into a giant red panda. And that's basically all we got. There's nothing really to go on. And it kind of made me wonder, what storyline that would even follow. And it's Pixar. When they first said, oh, yeah, we're going to make a movie about a rat who wants to cook,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, who wants to go watch that? But it's actually one of my all-time favorite Pixar films. Then the other one is I was sort of kind of disappointed. It's Disney Pixar's Luca. And they shown some concept art with it prior to the investor meeting. But when they showed the animation, it's a full-length animated film that's set in Italy. But with the animation, it kind of reminded me of a Pixar short. Like the style didn't it didn't pop out at me of saying, wow, this, the art form of Pixar is really growing. Like when you see Merida's hair in Brave, like you can see the strands of hair. And then when you get to Luca, it's like the animation seems a bit underwhelming for me.
You know what it reminded me of, George? Actually, you're right. It is very different. It's very stylized. The animation, if you guys Google, if you look at the Gravity Falls, like that 2D show,
Yes.
the style of the shapes of their faces, the way they draw the mouth, Luca felt like to me the CGI version of Gravity Falls characters.
Yes.
Exactly. Very
Exactly.
stylized with the way that it was drawn, which is okay. I mean, that's fine, but it definitely is a departure for them.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ethan?
Yeah, it looks very interesting. I'll watch it. I'll check it out. Yeah, it looks very interesting. What was that first thing you mentioned? Above
Turning
Luca?
Red. Turning
Yeah,
Red.
that's the one. Yeah, so when I saw that, I immediately thought, because you're thinking of like a storyline. I was thinking, man, this 13-year-old's probably I feel like it'll be her like in school, like her entering, because isn't that around the age you get to like middle school? So maybe she'll be like all anxious and excited, and I just imagined her in the hallway or in classroom just turning into this panda, and I kind of thought that was kind of funny. But I feel like maybe that's what the movie would kind of be about, like her entering middle school for the first time or something.
And then the one Pixar film that I'm really looking forward to is Lightyear.
Oh yes.
And I think with that, it's starting to get a lot of scrutiny because people are saying, oh, Tim Allen's not playing Buzz and what have you. But what a lot of people don't understand is this is the origin of how the toy came to be.
Right.
This is based off of supposedly the live action person that the toy was based off of.
Right.
And, who else to play a superhero than a superhero that they're getting Chris Evans to play the live action Buzz, or that may not even be his name. It may be a different kind of name that the toy was based off of. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm for sure you guys are.
Definitely. 100%. I mean, yeah, you should think about it. Like, look at dolls in Target. I'm sure if you press on the Target, press Elsa's voice, it may not be Dina Menzel speaking out of there. I don't know. Like, it's the same type of thing.
Well, and one thing that I'm really glad to see with Toy Story, with the whole Lightyear announcement, is the departure of um like getting out of the backyard and the bedroom, like with Andy's backyard, Andy's bedroom, and then I forgot the little girl's name. I'm sorry. But
Bonnie.
Bonnie, yeah, like I'm
Yeah,
kind of
Bonnie.
tired of that whole thing. Like I like the fact that this Toy Story universe is expanding, and now we're gonna get like some cool characters, like in universe stuff of like the story of Buzz Lightyear and things like that. That's really cool to me. I'm really glad they're kind of moving away from the whole like Bonnie's room thing. I'm just kind of over all that. There's too much of that already. Like this is perfect, and actually I would love to see, like, how they have like those like kind of like those flashbacks or whatever when the toys are playing, and it'll be like real life cowboy westerns or stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see a whole animated film of all these characters in like as a cowboy western, like like those kind of things played out in an hour and a half.
Do you know actually what I would love to see? I would love to see a Toy Story spin-off series of the actual show of Woody's Roundup.
That
Where,
would
Oh
be
yeah,
great.
that'd be cool.
where it's black and white, you could actually see the marionettes, like of how in the Toy Story world we're watching what they would be watching.
That would be fantastic. I would love that. That's the kind of stuff that I think that's the future of Toy Story. I think we have Toy Story 1 through 4. Great. Now do the spin-offs and the cool, different takes on that franchise,
Yes.
Definitely.
And
Yes, definitely.
I just have to mention an honorable mention because I forgot I passed it up during the live actions. The one live action I am looking forward to is Cruella.
Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil.
That when I saw that concept art with Emma Stone, it kind of has like this punk rock gothic style look to it. And I don't know, it's something about it. It sort of like with Maleficent, it's going to tell Cruella's story through her point of view. And that I think is completely different than how all the other live action films are.
Absolutely. And Emma Stone, I love her. I love Emma Stone. She does amazing work. I love her movies. I love what was that movie, La La Land, she was in?
La La Land.
And I love that. I like musicals. I do. And that was a cool modern musical, but she's fantastic. I'm sure she's going to totally crush it.
Definitely. So we're down to the last two. And forgive us, folks, that we're kind of running a little over time, but there was so much to get through.
Yeah.
And, so the last two are from Walt Disney Animation. And the first one is, correct me wrong if I'm pronouncing this wrong, fellas. Is it Encanto? Encanto? Okay.
It's Encanto or something like that.
Okay, so that one is based off of in Brazil, which automatically we already know. Okay, Epcot, we're getting a Brazil pavilion. So, now Encanto means I'm trying to remember what it means. It means something that she was it's about a young girl. I'm actually not even reading the description because I don't have it.
Let me see.
Hold on. Sorry, folks. Let's see.
Yeah, it says here, Walt Disney Animation Studios Encanto. It's an original film based in Colombia that tells the story of a magical family. It's directed by Byron Howard, who did Tangled
and Zootopia.
And Jared Bush. Let me see. It says here.
Oh, and then it's also going to have music by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
So I mean, he does phenomenal work. What he did with Mary Poppins Returns and Moana. So he and Hamilton. I mean, how can we forget Hamilton?
Now with a film from Walt Disney Animation Studios based in South America, they better have a Three Caballeros homage in there somewhere, Easter egg or something. I mean, come on, like I don't need them to make a cameo necessarily, but come on, you got to have, you got to put that in there somewhere.
Maybe like have like one of them as like a piñata or something, like background or something, or like a stuffed animal or something.
Yeah, exactly. That would be pretty awesome. I just think that'd be a cool little tribute to those characters.
What about you, Ethan? You looking forward to that movie?
I am, because I mentioned that they said it was a magical family with a magical house, and I like magic, so I'm excited for magic.
Well, you're the wizard.
You're the wizard.
I'm the wizard.
And last but not least, I just have to mention this because this is something that I will be purchasing with the Premiere Access when it comes out, because I'm very, very excited for it, is Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please.
I'm definitely going to be getting that Premiere Access. Disney can take my $30, no hesitation. I'm definitely purchasing that one. And that one, I believe, is released in March of 2020.
I think March 5th, right? March 5th-ish.
Yeah, I believe it's March.
Which is in just 3 months. Wow, how fast this time is going.
And yeah, I mean, I've seen concept art. I've seen the trailer. It kind of almost gives me a feel like of a mixture between Mulan meets Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, this film looks really, really cool. I like you said, I'm gonna definitely pay the $30. The Premiere Access. I can't get over how gorgeous the animation is. At D23, they did show a clip. It was like, I think like 5 or 10 minutes of it. It was really, really cool. A lot of action. It seems very mythical. There's a lot of Asian influence in it. It looks awesome. I can't wait. This is the kind of movies I want to see more from Disney Animation. These kind of like, almost kind of like this like Dungeons and Dragons kind of vibe, like this real like mythological stuff. I love that. That would be a great direction for the studio to go in.
Definitely. And then with Kelly doing the voice of Ryan.
Yes, I was about to say, shout out to Kelly Marie Tran. She got pushed away by all those Star Wars haters.
I know, right?
She came back, now she's a Disney princess. The animation looks fantastic. Also, I love Awkwafina, so I'm excited to hear what her dragon has to say because she's hilarious. But
go Kelly.
Well, and with Awkwafina, which is actually very funny that she's playing the dragon in this, and she's also going to play Scuttle in the live-action Little Mermaid. So,
yeah, she over here transitioning to animals over here. Awkwafina animal.
Yeah, I'm so happy, Ethan. Like you mentioned, I'm so happy for Kelly Marie Tran. She did get a lot of crap in the Star Wars community, and for no reason. I mean, she did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, she did a good job. Again, same thing with the George Lucas stuff. Even though he didn't write it, her character is just written poorly, and even the way they styled her, at least in The Last Jedi, I didn't like the look. But I think she did a good job with what she had.
I think, me personally, if they would have gave her own spin-off just to begin with and not thrown her into the middle of the trilogy, I think that's where they kind of went wroung.
Yeah.
And then in The Rise of Skywalker,
character,
and the Skywalker, I don't know why then she said, "Can I go with you?" And they said, "No, stay there." Like, she should have gone on the mission with her. She's like barely in any part of the movie. I'm like, why couldn't Kelly go with you?
Yeah. I know she got shafted in the last movie. I think what she just made Finn's lunch basically, right? Here's your lunch, honey.
Hey, here you go. Enjoy your trip. Let me stay here and do nothing for the rest.
So I just, again, want to thank everyone for joining us. I know this is probably the longest part of the 3 parts, but we had a lot to get in. And, so definitely remember, this is part 3 of the Disney Investor videos. So definitely, we'll have the links to part 1 and part 2, which is the Lucasfilm, which is on OrangeGrove55's channel, and part 2 in Mr. ThemeParkWizard's, And of course, mine is the part 3. So definitely check all them out. And so again, fellas, thank you for joining me. And it's been really fun. And again, if you want to tell the listeners and the viewers where they could find you, Orange Grove.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on again, George. You can find me on YouTube, OrangeGrove55, or you can find me on Twitter at OrangeGrove55.
And Mr. Theme Park Wizard.
You can find me on YouTube at ThemeParkWizard and Instagram at theme_park_wizard. Oh, I can't see it. Theme Park Wizard.
A for effort. All right. Well, everyone, thank you again for joining us. And remember, stay safe, stay healthy, stay Disney. Bye, everybody.